The Nervii, a people of the north, Gaul, modern-day Belgium, 57 BC. This was a time of great change and turmoil, a period when the ancient tribes of Gaul were about to face unprecedented challenges. A land of vast forests, rolling hills and mighty rivers. The Nervii tribe made their home here, in what is now modern-day Belgium. Their settlements were nestled deep within the dense woodlands, providing both shelter and a strategic advantage. This is the world of the Nervii, a community bound by tradition, strength and a deep connection to their land. They lived in close-knit villages where every member played a crucial role in the tribe's survival. They are one of the fiercest tribes in all of Gaul. Known for their warrior spirit and unyielding courage, the Nervii were a force to be reckoned with. Their warriors were trained from a young age, mastering the art of combat and strategy. These forests were not just their home, but also their fortress, providing them with resources and protection against invaders. The Romans called them the Nervii, a name that struck fear into the hearts of many. The Nervii's reputation as fierce warriors spread far and wide, reaching even the ears of the mighty Roman Empire. They were known for their ferocity in battle. Their tactics were swift and brutal, often catching their enemies off guard. The Nervii fought with a tenacity that was unmatched, earning them a place in the annals of history. They were said to be the bravest of all the Belgic tribes. Their bravery was not just in battle, but also in their daily lives, as they faced the harsh realities of their environment with unwavering resolve. The Nervii lived a simple life. They were farmers and hunters, relying on the land for their sustenance. Their agricultural practices were advanced for their time, and their hunting skills ensured that they always had food on the table. Their connection to the land was profound, and they understood the rhythms of nature better than most. This deep understanding allowed them to thrive in a challenging environment. They were fiercely independent. The Nervii valued their freedom above all else, and their independence was a source of great pride for the tribe. But their world was on the brink of change. The winds of change were blowing, and the Nervii could feel the tension in the air. They knew that their way of life was under threat. A powerful force was marching from the south. The Roman legions, led by the ambitious Julius Caesar, were making their way into Gaul, bringing with them the promise of conquest and domination. Julius Caesar and his Roman legions were on the move. Caesar's ambition knew no bounds, and he saw the tribes of Gaul as both a challenge and an opportunity to expand the Roman Empire. The Nervii would soon face their greatest test. The clash between the Nervii and the Roman legions would be a defining moment in history, a battle that would test the very limits of their courage and resilience. The Nervii were a formidable people, renowned for their tenacity and vigour. They thrived in adversity, facing the most severe conditions with steadfast resolve. War was ingrained in their culture, with every individual understanding the significance of combat. From early childhood, boys were instructed in the ways of battle, acquiring the skills needed to protect their community. They excelled with swords and spears, honing their abilities through intense practice. They were adept in ambush strategies, leveraging stealth and surprise to gain the upper hand in conflicts. The dense forests were their ally, allowing them to move with agility and precision. They mastered guerrilla warfare, utilizing hit-and-run tactics to outsmart their foes. The Nervii held a profound respect for nature, recognizing the balance and harmony within their surroundings. They revered the spirits of the forest, conducting rituals to honor these mystical forces. They viewed themselves as guardians of their territory, ever ready to defend it from any threat. Their society was built on kinship and loyalty, with deep connections among family and tribe members. They cherished their community's strength, valuing the collective power of their people. Their independence was a source of pride, reflecting their self-reliance. They were resolute in defending their homeland, displaying unyielding bravery and determination in the face of danger. Word reached the Nervii of Caesar's advance. Roman legions were conquering Gaul. Tribe after tribe fell before them. The Nervii knew their time had come. They would not submit. They would fight for their freedom. They would make the Romans pay for every inch of their land. The Nervii leaders called a council. They sent messages to the neighboring tribes. They knew they couldn't defeat Caesar alone. They needed allies. The stage was set for a confrontation. The Nervii, along with their allies, prepared for the Roman invasion. They would face the might of Rome. The ambush at the River Sabis. Caesar's legions marched relentlessly, their armor gleaming under the sun, their footsteps echoing through the dense forest. They crossed into Nervian territory with a sense of invincibility. The soldiers were confident, their spirits high, believing their campaign would be swift and decisive. They had faced little resistance in Gaul so far, encountering only minor skirmishes that were easily quelled. The landscape seemed to offer no significant challenge. Unbeknownst to them, the Nervii watched from the shadows, their eyes tracking every movement of the Roman legions. They were patient, biding their time. They waited for the perfect moment to strike, their warriors readying their weapons, their hearts steeled for the impending battle. They chose their battleground carefully, selecting a heavily wooded area near the River Sabis, where the dense foliage would provide cover and the element of surprise. The area was perfect for an ambush, with thick trees and underbrush concealing their numbers and movements. As the Romans made camp, the Nervii launched their attack with a sudden and ferocious intensity. They surged out of the forest like a tidal wave, their war cries piercing the air, catching the Romans completely off guard. The Roman soldiers, unprepared for such a sudden onslaught, scrambled to defend themselves, their formation breaking in the chaos. The legions were thrown into disarray, their disciplined ranks shattered by the ferocity of the Nervii assault. Caesar's legions were among the best in the world, renowned for their discipline and combat prowess. But they were not prepared for the ferocity of the Nervian attack, which was unlike anything they had encountered before. The Nervii fought with the fury of cornered animals, their determination and savagery pushing the Romans to their limits, testing their resolve and strength in the face of overwhelming odds. Nervian fury, a desperate struggle. The battle raged. The Nervii fought with incredible bravery. They threw themselves at the Roman lines. They sought to break the Roman resolve. The Roman legions were pushed back, their formations crumbled. Caesar himself was in the thick of the fighting. He rallied his men. The Nervii almost succeeded in breaking the Roman army that day, but Caesar's veteran legions held on. They fought back with discipline and determination. The battle hung in the balance. Both sides fought with incredible courage. The outcome was far from certain. The Nervii break, a costly victory. Slowly, the Roman legions began to turn the tide. Their superior numbers and discipline began to tell. The Nervii were tiring. One by one, the Nervian allies fell. The Atrebates, the Viramandui, the Atuatuci, only the Nervii remained. Finally, the Nervian line broke. Their attack had been fierce, their resistance heroic, but they were overwhelmed. The Nervii were defeated. Their army was shattered. Their casualties were heavy. Their spirit, however, was not entirely broken.